don't need a high-end designer or a lot of money to get a luxe look. Be your own interior designer.
This is Affordable Interior Design, the podcast.
Here's your host, Betsy Helmuth.
This question comes in from Griffin, and Griffin is writing from Charlotte, North Carolina. Hi, Betsy. We moved into our new home last week, and we are looking to paint the master bedroom and bathroom. Our two-word phrase is cozy mid-century. We want a moody feel in our master suite. We've chosen the darkest green on the left for our bedroom and the blue-green on the bottom for our bathroom. I'm just not sure how to treat the ceiling in either of those rooms. I'm hesitant to keep it plain white, but my boyfriend has an issue with painting the entire thing dark green. What are your thoughts? First of all, thanks, Griffin, for writing in, because you know I need my questions. And Griffin also happens to be a premium member, which I really appreciate and helps to sustain this podcast and keep us on the air. I just joined this new Facebook group. Let me see what it's called. It's called like MCM Interiors or something, and it's all mid-century modern furniture, inspiration, people who are moving into mid-century modern homes, people who are showing off the homes that they've decorated. Yes, it's called Mid-Century Modern Interiors, and I just love it because while I don't feel I have a signature style anymore, it's kind of a bummer, but the more homes I work on, the more spaces I design, the more I appreciate all the styles. And I feel that my personal style gets diluted and diluted and diluted. But as you guys know, my real personal style, if I had to dig down deep, if I had to think back to my 20s and what I really gravitated towards, what helped me to fall in love with interior design, it was mid-century modern. I love all things 60s. I love the Brady Bunch. I love mod, so 60s, 70s, graphic patterns, bold colors, jewel tones, walnut furniture, teak, all that stuff just rings my bell. And even though now it's buried with an appreciation of transitional, traditional, contemporary, modern, beachy, eclectic, boho, deep down inside, that little kernel, that little MCM gal is still in there and still maybe appreciates that style the most. But one thing I don't appreciate, and Griffin, I don't know how many of these episodes you've listened to, but if you've listened to enough, you've heard me say this, and I'm going to say it a little bit louder for your BF, right? Your boyfriend. But I don't like using the color green in any rooms where you see a lot of skin, whether it's a bathroom or a bedroom, because green is a very restful color. So that's a good choice for this area, right? That's why they call it a green room in acting, because it calms your nerves. You're used to seeing large swaths of green in nature, be it grass or treetops. So it can be soothing. But the problem with that color is it casts a pallor on your skin. So it makes you look like a sickly little Yoda. And I just don't like it in a place where, say, I'm going to be doing my makeup and I want to really get a sense of how I actually look. If it's just a powder room or something like that, doing a forest green or even a really deep teal can be gorgeous. But if I'm going to be, checking myself out, really getting a sense of what I look like, trying to apply eyeshadow or even this lipstick that finally came in, it's not going to really show me what I truly look like, and that's going to be a problem. Also, I mentioned that I had an anniversary. When I'm having special time in the bedroom, when I am wearing less clothing than normal, my skin is going to reflect this green tone, which is going to make me look sallow and sickly. So green is a color I avoid in those two rooms, and I certainly would not do a super dark saturated version of it. In a bathroom where I'm doing makeup, I prefer to do a neutral tone. Creams, grays, beiges, whites. I avoid any color altogether because any color will cast a pallor. In a bedroom, I like to use those same neutral tones, but maybe go a little bit darker. Or I like to stay with something warmer, like a peach. You want to be careful with yellows if you have any trouble sleeping because yellow is a color of stimulation. So just like the sun, it kind of wakens you. But if you don't have a trouble sleeping or if you need to sleep less, I think a lovely yellow would make skin look a little bit more vibrant. Personally, I also like blues, like a really mellow, muted blue. My bedroom is Iceberg from Benjamin Moore. I just love it. It puts me in that really calm, restful mood without being a strong tone. So, those are some concepts that I have in mind. If we really want to get into it, Griffin, if you're going to embrace the green, no matter what I say, and these greens are dark, by the way. If you're not looking on our YouTube channel, if you're instead listening on the podcast, these are like forest green, emerald green, not quite grass green because it's not that yellow, but definitely a rich, deep sage. These greens are not bashful. So I totally agree with your boyfriend that doing the ceiling is going to be overwhelming. It is going to feel like you're ensconced in a canopy of green, a green cave. I just think that it might start to be a little oppressive. So I do think that you should keep the ceilings white. You could choose a white that has a little subtle undertone of green. That'd be a nice way to kind of pick up things. Or, the best way to make green stand out is to use its complementary color. And we know, according to color theory, that the complementary color of green is red. So if you were to choose a white for the ceiling that has just a little bit of pink, it's really going to make that green pop. Whereas if you do choose a white that has a little bit of green, it's just going to emphasize how mellow it is and just really almost look like it's reflecting additional green. So those are just a few tips I have for you, but my number one tip, don't go green. Did that totally ruin your mojo? Are you rethinking everything, or are you just going to stop asking me questions, Griffin? I think you should let your boyfriend listen to this and tell me what he has to say about this. I am very curious to hear what you guys ultimately do in your MCM bed and bath. A big thank you to our amazing producer, Catherine Heller, to Aton and the MCR House Band, and to Affordable Interior Design, the sponsor of this podcast and the premier place to get an amazing look on a budget. Check out affordableinteriordesign.com. If you guys love the show, the very best way to support us is by spreading the word. Tell your friends or write us an awesome review on iTunes. So until next week, guys, thanks so much for joining us, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.